So the Kremlin just put out its absurd Christmas propaganda. I almost look forward to this each year just to see how zany it gets. And this year they're saying that it's all Putin's fault. And by blaming him, they're trying to actually do something else. And I'll talk about that at the very end. Okay, at any rate, let's get into what we're going to see here with these Christmas videos. So let's set the stage here. It's all because of Putin. The Kremlin's propaganda dump, Russia Today, is once again targeting Europe, this time in the form of a Christmas song. The video mocks the way European establishment allegedly blames Putin for all of Europe's problems. I don't think they actually do. I don't think that's what's going on at all, but that's what they're trying to communicate. Okay, so this message is deliberately cartoonish. Migrants, electricity bills, inflation, a bad Christmas. It's all because of Putin. The idea is to push criticism to the point of absurdity and discredit it altogether. I think that's a fair analysis, and I'll talk about that analysis at the end. As if to say, if one is to blame Putin for everything, then he's to blame for nothing. Okay, so let's look at the video. We'll watch the video through one time, and then we'll talk about it. Well,
It's all because of Putin. Power bills too high to pay. It's all because of Putin hate.
Faced of a meal price feels like a scam.
It's all because of Putin down.
Your taxes fund the war instead.
It's all because what Putin said. Bureaucrats are on your back.
It's all because of Putin whack.
Santa robbed your kids this year.
It's all because of Putin, dear.
No new hope for year ahead. It's all because the Putin dread. It's all because of Putin. It's all because of Putin. It's all because of Putin. It's all because of Putin.
all right, so we've seen it one time. We've seen this all the way through one time. Now let's go and we'll watch back through very carefully and pause and point out what they're trying to do. And then I'm going to show you what they did in 2022 to 2023, and then we'll talk about what they're trying to accomplish. So let's start again. So Europeans are settling in for Christmas, great, but they're blaming migrants on Putin?
It's all because of Putin.
I'm not sure that that's a thing that they're blaming anything on Putin at all for to begin with. I mean, yeah, there's displacement around the world, and it does go back to kind of Russia meddling, but I doubt that Europeans are sitting around blaming Putin for that. Let's go to the next one. Power bills are higher. Why are power bills higher? Well, there is a war. There's oil being the oil markets, the gas, especially liquefied natural gas. There is something to that, and so there is something. But I don't think they're just sitting around doing that.
Faced of a meal price feels like a scam.
It's all because of Putin.
Now, the fascinating thing about this one is that they're talking about inflation. And European inflation is nothing like Russian inflation. I mean, Russian inflation's off the charts kind of inflation, and that's even before they're giving the actual reality of what. I mean, in Russia, they're not giving the reality of what the inflation rate is. It's already high before it actually gets to the reality of the high.
Your taxes fund the war instead.
Okay, so that's one of the few things that's actually legitimate. Taxes are going to the war, and that's a fair thing. But I still don't think that they're just ruining anybody's holidays.
Because what Putin said.
And with that one, that one's insidious because there is more truth to that one. And so the way that this kind of thing works is the closer you are to truth, the harder it is. It's like, think about in your personal life, are you more likely to lie or are you more likely to murder someone? Well, you're more likely to tell a lie. And so that the lighter it is, the more truth it is in this video, or in that particular part of it, the more likely it is to be believed. Okay. I hope the lie and murder thing made some sense. I use that in my ethics class. Okay. Bureaucrats are on your back.
Bureaucrats are on your
Okay, so this is interesting that it had von der Leyen here in AI doing that. I mean, that's a new thing.
It's all because of Putin, dear.
Okay, what do we see about Santa Claus? Got the Ukrainian trident on his head as well. All right.
No new hope for year ahead.
No new hope for the year ahead. Well, I don't think Europe's thinking this way. Interesting that they had commentators like CNN and Europe Today, and then Piers Morgan on here saying things and it's also in English language for a reason. Okay, save your blind faith for Santa. Okay, this is RT. So RT is trying to communicate something. We're going to talk about what they're trying to communicate after we watch what they did back in 2021, because this is what they anticipated, or sorry, 2022. This is what they anticipated for 2023. Tell us, if you're in Europe, if this matches your reality. Okay, the girl's presented with Little Hamster, Christmas of 2021. And then we get to Christmas of 2022 when things are very bad in Europe, where they have to hook up the hamster to an electrical charging table so that they can have some power, because you know how bad it's going to be with the Europeans. They're going to be freezing and dressed up, but the hamster's going to charge the power for the house. Now we move ahead to Christmas 2023. And things are bleak. Here's Christmas dinner. It's some soup. And it's the bow tie from the hamster, and they're realizing what just happened. Merry Anti-Russian Christmas. Okay, so that's what they put out in 2023. So let's first, let me say Trump must pressure Putin. Nothing happens until that happens. But then let's also talk about what you just saw. Okay, what's the video trying to communicate? So they're saying everything bad is happening to you because of Putin, but it's a reframing exercise. They're not really trying to communicate that everything bad is because of Putin. They're trying to talk to pain points in Europe, like inflation, migration. I don't know why that one was first in the list. Energy prices, food costs, war, fatigue, political division, everything that's bad, it's all because of Putin. So they're mocking that when they're saying that. They're not actually saying that it's all because of Putin. So who's the real audience? It's not geared toward Russians. It's geared toward Westerners, particularly in Europe. Especially the centrists who might be amenable to a peace deal at any price, anti-establishment audiences, war-fatigued Europeans, war-fatigued Americans, or isolationists in the United States. What RT is actually doing is they're trying to shift blame. It's not trying to say it's all actually because of Putin. They start by pretending that they're accepting blame, but at the end, it's not taking the blame at all. The message is that your leaders were lying to you. Sanctions hurt you more than they hurt Russia. Russia's fine, but you're struggling, and Ukraine really isn't worth all of this. Now, this, like the video I talked about yesterday, is not a sign of strength. It's a sign of weakness. It's a sign that they have to do this in this way, mocking this way. It's because they're trying to cause you to accept a different thought. Russia is trying to split domestic opinion in NATO countries. They're trying to soften this resistance to asset forfeiture or asset seizure and normalize the idea that continued support for Ukraine is just foolishness. What are we doing trying to support Ukraine? So how should we think about this video instead? So first, if Russia was winning the war, would it need this irony? Would it need to approach it this way? Or, okay, let me ask you, when you are clear about what's right or wrong, do you speak with moral clarity or do you try to use irony, right? No, you speak with clear moral clarity. Don't hit that, whatever, that kid that dog, whatever, or something bad's going to happen to you, right? I mean, like you speak with clear conviction. This isn't what's going on. The video isn't saying that Putin's innocent. The video is saying everyone lies. So why care? Why care about what's going on? So it's epistemic erosion. That's what's happening here. It's undermining the idea that truth even matters in any way. It's all because of Putin. And you're going, no, it's not. That's not really because of Putin. No, that's not really because of Putin. Okay. The video tries to trigger cynicism, exhaustion, and detachment. And you get to the point where you're like, well, what do I even believe anymore? That's what they're trying to convey. So truly confident powers don't mock causality. Truly confident powers speak with moral clarity, and that's not what we're seeing here. So this isn't about defending Putin. It's about making you tired of holding anyone at all responsible. That's what they're trying to accomplish. So that's where we are. Thank you, my friends, for your time. Thank you for the thoughts and the comments. Put them below. I want to hear what you have to say about this. And thank you for being the kind of person who cares about Ukraine.